In May of 2022, where were you employed?
At Robb Elementary, Uvalde CIST.
Okay. And what was your job position at that time?
I was the ACE coordinator.
Okay, and for the jury and for the record, can you explain what an ACE coordinator is?
It is an after-school centers program. So I ran the after-school program for the children there at Robb.
And approximately how many kids were in your program?
150.
Okay. And what campuses did you work at, or was it only Robb?
I've worked for the district for 25 years, so I have worked at different campuses.
Okay. And just for the record, where is Robb Elementary located? In what town and what county?
Uvalde, Texas.
And how long had you been at Robb Elementary as of May of 2022?
I had been there for a month.
A month, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And what room number did you work in? What was your room number at Robb?
132.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
May I show the witness was previously been admitted as exhibit number 1? I'll tell you what, I'm going to put it over there so the jury, so you don't have to get up too far. So, Ms. Muddy, approximately where is your room number with regard on this map? And for the record, what we're looking at is a map of Robb Elementary, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And it's an aerial view of the school.
Correct.
So where on this map is your room?
My room is located right there.
Okay. And what we're looking at is the west side of the campus, the northwest building, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And it's slightly southeast of the street of Geraldine, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, had you previously been trained as far as a lockdown with the Uvalde CIST?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did you know what to do as far as what you're supposed to do in a lockdown situation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And for the jury, can you explain what that is?
Because I am in a classroom, turn off the lights and lock my door.
Okay. Now, are you still employed with the Uvalde Independent School District?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, I'm going to take you back to May 24th of 2022. What time did you arrive at school that day?
Approximately about 7:30 in the morning.
Okay. And is that the time that you usually arrived on campus?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So why did you arrive early that day?
My grandson attended Robb Elementary that year, and they had a award ceremony. So I arrived early so I could be there for his ceremony.
Okay. And what grade was your grandson in?
He was in the 2nd grade.
Okay. And approximately when did his award ceremony end that day?
I'm going to say maybe about 9:30.
Okay. And what were your plans for the rest of that morning?
Every other morning that I would have to show up to work, I was always at another campus.
Mm-hmm.
And that morning I wasn't scheduled to go anywhere else. Mm-hmm. So I stayed there and I began to plan the celebration for my students for the next day. So I went to my classroom to prepare.
Okay. And this celebration, what kind of celebration was it?
It was an end of the school year celebration. So we were going to have dance for the students and their families.
Okay, and were you coordinating the celebration with another teacher?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what was his name?
Gabriel Gonzales.
Okay, and what were you and Mr. Gonzales's plans for? Was he supposed to be doing something?
He was the one that was in charge of purchasing food, snacks for the dance. So he came over to my classroom and we spoke about what we were going to serve, where we were going to serve it. And he had a list of what snacks and food he was going to get. And so we spoke about that, and then he left to the grocery store to go purchase the items.
Okay, and while he was at the grocery store, were you still in your classroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and at some point, did you hear back from Mr. Gonzales?
He texted me and said, hey, I've already got the groceries. Can you go and unlock the gate so we can deliver everything through the back and not have to carry everything from the front?
So if you were pointing at the back, when you say the back, can you tell the jury what area you're talking about?
We called this the back of the campus, and that was considered the front.
Okay, and for the record, you pointed to the far northwest side of the campus off of Geraldine Street.
Yes, ma'am.
And is there a gate there?
Yes.
Okay. And is that gate usually locked?
That gate is always locked.
Okay. So when he called you and said, meet me at that west end gate so we can get the groceries in, what did you do then?
I unloaded the stuff that was on a cart in my classroom, and I pulled the cart out to the door, and I left it there, and I went back inside my classroom. After a few minutes, I said, he's probably on his way, so I pushed the cart out of the door as I'm going out. I go out, and I put the rock on the door, and I go out to the gate.
Okay, let me stop you right there. Approximately what time did Mr. Gonzales contact you or text you?
It was probably about 11:20.
Okay. And you put the rock in the door for what reason?
So I wouldn't have to lock it and unlock it, lock it and unlock it, because it's always supposed to be locked.
And you thought it was locked that day? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you took the cart out you were going to meet Mr. Gonzales there, did you have to unlock that far west gate, that exterior gate?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what was your experience with that gate?
I have employees that would always unlock it when we were releasing the students, but that day I was by myself, so I went in. It has a lock, so I went and I unlocked it, and it's always hard because there's part of that like a pole that goes into the cement, and you have to kind of jimmy it, and then it'll come up, and that unlocks it completely. Two other times that I had tried that, I couldn't do it. So that day, I unlocked the lock, and then I said, I hope I can pull it up. So I jimmied it a little bit, and I pulled it up, and I said, I did it. So it was unlocked, and so I pushed the cart against the gate, and I said, I can't leave this spot because the gate isn't locked. So I'm standing there waiting for him to come.
Okay, you were concerned about leaving that area with an unlocked gate.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And after that, what did you hear?
I'm standing there waiting for him, and I'm facing east because he's coming. He's going to come from that direction. I'm standing there, and I hear a loud vehicle from behind me, which is the west side. I turn around and I look, and I see a vehicle going real fast, and I see him crash into the area of the ditch. There was like a poles there, and the truck crashed. As it hit it, it kind of went up and then it went into the ditch.
Okay, now I want you to go back to that map and point to the area on the map where you're saying you saw this car hit the ditch.
The truck was coming from here, and it went in this way. It hit the rail right there and then crashed into the ditch.
Okay. And for the record, you pointed to Grove Street, so the vehicle was traveling south on Grove and hit the ditch off of Geraldine and Grove Street.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Once you saw that accident, what did you do, Miss Modine?
I ran inside.
You didn't have your phone with you?
No, I
Okay.
ran inside to get my phone. I kicked the rock. The door closed as I ran in. I dialed 911, and I ran back inside. I mean, outside. When I ran outside, I put the rock back on the door. The call went through, and I'm running to the scene of the crash. And I'm telling the operator, a truck crashed on the west side of Robb School. It crashed into a ditch.
Okay.
I kept saying that over and over because I knew that they needed the location.
Okay. And when you're on the phone with 911 and you're telling her where this accident happened, what do you see then?
I'm still running as I'm telling her the location, so I'm running to where the truck crashed. As I'm running, I'm holding the phone with my left hand.
And let me stop you right there. Why are you running towards the crash?
To help whoever had crashed.
Okay. So you're running, and what do you see?
As I'm running, I see on the right side of me 2 men running from the funeral home. They were running towards the crash, and then I see them stop. When they stop, I'm still running. And then I see them turn around. One of them falls as they turn around, and they run back. And he yells, "He's got a gun." And I turn around, and I start running back. And I tell the operator, "He's got a gun."
Okay. Did you see that gun at this point?
Not at that moment.
But you heard the funeral workers or the people from the funeral home say that. Okay. So then what did you do?
As I'm running back, I run into the building. I kick the rock and I close the door. And I run to the classroom. And I bang on the teacher's door across from me. I'm banging on the door, and she opens the door. She says, "What is going on?" And I said, "Call the front office. There's a shooter on campus." She closed the door, and the operator asked me, "What is he wearing?" I ran back to the door.
Okay.
I'm holding the phone with my left hand, and I'm looking through the window, and I tell him, black hoodie, black hair. He threw a gun. He threw a bag. He threw another gun. He jumps the fence. And then I told her, "He's coming. when he jumped the fence, he jumped it, and then he like shakes himself off, and he picks up what he threw, and he's walking towards the campus.
Okay. You say walking, not running.
No, not running.
Okay. Now, at this time, had you seen if he was shooting or?
He was shooting.
Okay, and what area was he shooting at?
He was shooting towards the south area where the children were at in the PE area.
Did you see children out there in that area?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, again, I want you to point to the board behind you, and if you could point to the area where you saw the children playing.
They were playing here in this area, right here.
Okay. And for the record, you pointed to the southeast area on that map, between the south end of the fourth grade building and what's that building below the very bottom on that map?
The pavilion,
Okay,
this right here,
okay,
the pavilion, and that's where the PE classes are.
okay. And what can you hear from the kids at this time?
They're screaming.
Okay. So, and are they running into the building?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So once you go back into the building and you start banging on your coworkers' doors, what did you do then?
After I told the 911 operator what he was doing, I run back to her door and I bang on the door again. And she opened it and I said, "What did they say?"
And when you say they, who were you referring to?
The office.
Okay.
Because I had asked her, call the front office, there's a shooter on campus. So when I banged on the door again, she opened the door and I said, "What did they say?" And she said, they didn't answer. And I said, "Oh my God." And I turn around and I see the kids from the south door already running in and screaming.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there, Miss Bunny, and I need you to point to the board and show the jury when you say that you kids coming in from the south door, where are you talking about?
I'm still right here, and the kids are coming in from this door,
Okay.
the south door, from the PE area.
Okay, and for the record, you pointed to the south end of that building.
Yes.
And so the jury understands where your classroom is, that length of the building, is that a hallway?
Yes.
And then then the hallway goes south.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's almost like a shape of a T.
Yes.
So you go to the middle of that hallway, running from east to west, and you can see the hallway going north to south.
Yes.
And that's where you see kids running in.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And they're running in from that south end.
From the south end.
Okay. And what are you telling the kids as they're running in?
I run up a ways into that hallway, and I'm yelling at them to come in and to get in their rooms.
Okay. So at this point, you know the shooter, you saw him shooting at the south end, and did you see him after that, after you ran to the door?
When I was at the door, I just saw him like getting near the cars that were parked there.
How far did you see him come up?
It was a little bit past the half mark.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, the cars were parked there, so I couldn't see after that.
Okay. But you did see him shooting towards the south end?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And when you're staying in that hallway and you're trying to get the kids into their rooms, okay, then what did you do?
I kept asking the operator, where are the cops? Where are the cops? And I tell her, there's kids running everywhere, because I looked down towards the east hallway, and there was an area out there where the kids could play as well, and they were running into their classrooms.
Okay. And that call that you made to 911, have you reviewed that call? Okay. I think we played it for you. Have we?
No.
I can't remember. Okay. But you did make a 911 call to an operator.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
The state would tender State's Exhibit number.
No objection.
State would admit State's Exhibit number 9, which is a 911 recording of Ms. Money.
All right, submit.
The state would ask to publish it to the jury.
Please.
We're going to play that 911 call for you, Ms. Money.
Uvalde County 911. Yes, there was something accident right there behind Robb School. Behind Robb, they ran into the ditch. What county vehicle is that pickup? It is one truck, it's a pickup truck. It's a pickup truck, ma'am? I heard them coming over. Oh my God, they're running, I don't know why. Oh my God, it's not the time. If I can have you around to 715 Old Carrizo Road, have a one vehicle accident while pickup truck crashed in the ditch. Have a caller and light and mouth like your camera gun. Ma'am. Hello? Yes. Okay, ma'am, how many people running? Three people running. Three people running? Hello, ma'am? Yes. Okay, ma'am, what is your name? Amy. Yes. Okay. Miss Amy, how many shots were fired? I don't know, several. I think he came on campus. We're clear on the meeting. He's over there on campus. Okay, ma'am, he's on campus? Oh my God. I think there was kids in the area. Okay, he's on the house. Hurry! Miss Amy, can you give me a description of the man with the gun? You can't. Okay, can you remember what he was? Ma'am, can you remember what he was wearing? No, I can't see him. He's away from the door. Okay, I just want to make sure that you guys know where it is. Oh my God. I think he came on campus, ma'am. He came on campus, ma'am. Come on, guys, hurry, come on. Okay, ma'am, can you remember what he was wearing? I don't see him, ma'am. I did not see him. Can you remember what he was wearing when you saw him exit the vehicle? No, all I saw was the truck. They were shooting. So I never did anything. I was in the car. They just ran. Oh my God. So, ma'am, where was he running towards? You said he ran into the school? Yes. Okay, ma'am. Are you going to be away from the building already? Okay, ma'am. Where are you going to be at? Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, he's still strong. Where are the cops? Okay, ma'am. I do have units already pulling up. He's in the back area of the school. Okay, now can you tell? student dividing college. Miss Amy, can you see him now? Okay, Miss Amy, you can't see him anymore? No, I can't. Okay, ma'am, he went inside the building? Okay, ma'am.
Contact the school police.
You,
The meeting is at school.
okay, ma'am, we do have the officers on scene, okay?
Now, Ms. Modine, we see and hear you trying to relay information at the same time that you're trying to get the children into the classroom. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, after the 911 call ended, what did you do?
I'm sorry. I had ran inside my room to go call the front office from my intercom. And then I was gonna run back out to make sure everybody was safe. But something stopped me, and I looked at the door, and I looked at the counter, and I ran under the counter. When I went under the counter, that's when the call hung up.
Okay. Approximately how long were you in your classroom?
During the whole time, it was about 45 minutes.
And during that time, what were you thinking or what were you doing?
The shots wouldn't stop. They were just going round after round. A round would go off, and then there was total silence. And then another round, and total silence. And one of those times that it was silent, the AC kicked on, and I said, "Don't turn on, I'm not gonna hear him when he comes this way." And you just hear more shots. They were like non-stop. And I thought, he's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I said, as I'm in under the counter, I think, I'm looking at the floor and I'm thinking, I'll tackle him from his ankles and knock him down with my shoulder. And then I said, get up on the counter. When he comes in, jump on his back, poke his eyes out, take the gun away from him.
So you were anticipating how you would confront the shooter if he came into the room?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, just one more question. How do you explain that feeling, just so we understand that what that feeling is?
The feeling of that type of fear is something that only someone can understand who's been through a mass shooting. You won't understand it if you haven't experienced it, and I don't wish it on anybody.
Is it an ugly feeling?
It haunts me to this day.
Okay. Pass the witness.
Proceed.
May I proceed, Judge?
Please.
Ms. Marie, my name is Nico. Have you ever testified before?
No, sir.
Okay. This is called cross-examination. I'm going to ask you some questions. We're going to go as slow as you want, okay?
Okay.
I'm not going to attack you. I'm not trying to hold you accountable. You did nothing wrong. I'm just going to ask you some questions on your observations. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. If you don't understand my question, ask me to repeat it and I will. Okay? I think you told the government that you had gone outside to meet a gentleman named Gabriel, correct?
Yes, sir.
Gabriel Gonzales?
Yes, sir.
And I understand what you're saying. I think we all do. You propped the rock there because teachers were not given kind of like a key system, key fob system where you could just click in and out of a door, correct?
Correct.
And not every teacher had a key.
Correct.
And I'm going to talk to you about that. Yes, ma'am.
I won't say correct because I don't know who had a key.
Fair enough. Because you'd only been there for how long?
A month.
A month. You didn't have a key.
I had a key.
You had a key. Okay. But it's still faster to use the rock.
Yes.
Okay, because it's just really quick. Okay. And when you went out to see Mr. Gonzales to get the supplies, and then you went through the crash, and you saw that going on, and you came back inside to get your phone, correct?
Correct.
And then you go back outside, and then we hear you on 911 with the operator. I'm real curious before we get into those details. Did you realize, what did Mr. Gonzales do?
When I was waiting, of course, he wasn't there yet. Can I show you where I was at?
Yes, ma'am.
When I
Approach,
ran,
Judge.
Please.
I was running to help him, so I ran to about right here. I came out of the sidewalk and I ran all the way to here.
So that's a good distance.
Yes, sir.
Because I've been to this location. So you came from the west, and for the record, I'm pointing to the west door entrance and exit, right?
Correct.
And so you went from the X Do you mind if I'm this close to you?
No.
Okay, thank you. You went from here all the way down Geraldine to where the blacktop ends near Grove Street.
I ran on the outside of the campus, not the inside.
And what's
I ran
the
from the
difference?
sidewalk. There's a fence.
Correct.
Here.
Okay. And so you came out here and you got to the blacktop here on Geraldine?
No, not to the blacktop. I was about right here.
Okay. And by that time, had Mr. Gonzales showed up by that time?
No, sir. I'm outside and I'm asking the teacher to call the front office. I'm in the hallway telling the kids to get inside. When I go into my classroom, that's when I see Mr. Gonzales drive off. So he came in through the U and he drove off.
And so at some point, Mr. Gonzales came in and you don't know what he saw or didn't see?
No,
You have no idea if the government spoke with him?
no, I do not.
Okay. Do you stay in contact with Mr. Gonzales today?
No, sir.
Okay. And practically, I mean, you put a rock at the door because you thought the door was locked.
Yes, sir.
I mean, if you thought the door wasn't locked, you wouldn't have to put a rock at the door.
Correct.
So you get back inside and we can hear you, and I'm very sorry you went through that. I think we all are. That sounds very traumatic. But we hear you on 911, and you're giving a description of what you're perceiving from that door.
Mm-hmm.
And so just, may I approach, Judge?
Yes.
And so that west side door, and we'll probably see a picture of it. There's not a big window here.
No.
It's a door. I don't know which door you came in, and it has a window strip. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So your view is limited to that window strip. Correct?
Correct.
So you can see in front of you fairly decent, but you definitely can't see to either side without opening the door to check.
Correct.
Is it an outward swinging door or inward swinging door?
Outward.
Outward. So if I'm outside the building, I would pull to open it.
Right.
So is it fair to say that your view from that door was limited?
It was limited, which is when the shooter jumped the fence, I could see this way. When I had ran to her and the operator said, "What is he wearing?" I ran back and I'm seeing him, and from where he's getting to the vehicles, that's when I'm going like this in the window because I can't see him anymore.
Yes, ma'am. Judge, just for procedural purposes, would you prefer me to ask before I approach every time? Because I might have to come back and forth.
No, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. I want to make sure it's clear because I don't know if it's been explained yet. So when you say he jumped the fence, so the crash is here at Geraldine and Grove, correct?
Correct.
And that's kind of a culvert, and there's a railing here, and he went over the railing into the culvert, right?
He went through the railing, like crashed into the railing.
And I don't want to make you stand up again, but is the fence you're talking about here?
No, the fence is right here.
What fence did he jump?
He jumped this fence.
Okay, is that the perimeter for the school?
Yes.
Okay, so he jumps this fence. Now by this time, you're already back to the door,
Yes.
and you're on 911 by this time.
Yes, sir.
And then he's walking. I think you testified previously that he was running, but
No,
he was walking, right? Have you seen the video from the funeral?
No.
You have not seen that? Okay. What have you reviewed in preparation for your trial today?
I'm sorry, I have seen the video like on the news where they show some of the
Yes, ma'am.
the funeral. Yes.
And that's something we're going to talk to a lot of people about because the news has shown a lot of these things.
Right.
And so I'm going to ask respectfully if you could, if we have to take some time, distinguish what you saw at the time versus what you saw later on the news, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. And so you have seen the funeral view
Yes.
because there's some videos from here.
Yes.
And so he's walking, but at one point you described him as running. And that's not, it's okay, it's normal to do that, but you described him as running at one point.
I don't think I did, but
In the grand jury testimony?
maybe.
Maybe, okay, well, regardless, he's coming to the school. You testified that you perceived, because you're looking through the door, you perceived that he was shooting towards the south side of the building.
Mm-hmm.
Would you also agree that from where the door is, the perception is everything to the left of this door is the south side of, is towards the south side of the building. Is that a fair
Correct,
statement?
yeah.
So if he was shooting out these windows, that could be perceived by you, understandably, through that little window of him shooting towards, because it is towards the south side of the building, but hitting these windows. Is that a fair statement? Anything to this side of you is the south side of the building, right? Towards the south side. Because this is the south entrance.
Right, correct,
This is considered the east entrance.
correct,
There's no north entrance, but this is the north side of the building,
correct,
of the school. And this is actually the front of the school.
correct.
Okay. So this is considered the west side of the school. And so anything to this side of this entrance appears like the south side.
Right.
Because it is actually, right?
Right.
It's towards the south side. And you didn't know at the time, but you knew he was shooting, and later you found out that he was shooting out these windows.
He was, when he was here,
ma'am.
walking here, he was already shooting to the south direction.
Right, to the south direction. You just
Right.
couldn't tell which were part of it.
Right,
Okay, so he was shooting in this direction.
correct.
Okay. And we'll ask somebody else about shell casings, if there's any evidence of that, okay? And so when he did that, you're in here, and have you seen the video from inside the school?
Yes,
Okay, and we're gonna go slow on that one, okay? And so, while you're on the phone, you are yelling down for everyone to get in their classrooms. Yes?
yes,
And is there a system to warn other teachers of incidents like bailouts? On the phone? Is it like a texting system?
they have a Raptor system, the school district does.
Raptor. And was that, but you were notified of you knew about the Raptor system, right?
I knew about it, but I wasn't on it.
Fair enough. But the purpose of the system is for teachers to text each other incidents. Is that-
I don't know if they text each other, if
I'm gonna
they're,
object as to speculation. She's already said she didn't have it on her phone, and she didn't got it, so at this point, any testimony about Raptor is speculation on her part.
Well, just she answered the question, that's fine.
Okay, proceed.
But you know that things like a bailout could be communicated between teachers.
I'm gonna object as to bail out. I mean, he's gotta lay the predicate that she even knows what a bailout is.
I was about to do that.
Okay, I'm gonna overrule the objection. Ma'am, these questions, if you know the answer, you can answer them. If you don't, just tell him. Okay, proceed.
And if you don't understand any of my questions, you say, Nico, I don't understand your question, and you know I'll ask you again, okay?
yes, sir,
Yes, ma'am. And don't answer a question that you don't know.
okay,
There's a rule of evidence that you have to have personal knowledge. I'm gonna do my best not to ask you a question you don't have personal knowledge of, but you can check my homework and tell me if I'm wrong, okay?
yes, sir,
Okay. And so do you know what a bailout is?
I do.
Okay, will you please describe to the jury what a bailout is?
It is when a vehicle is being chased by a police officer, police vehicles. And if the people being chased get out of their vehicle and run out.
That is correct. And that school had dealt with a lot of bailouts.
Objection calls for speculation.
Judge, if she knows.
If you know, ma'am, only if you know.
I don't know, not
Okay.
not that school.
Okay. But you'd only been there a month.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But what you do know about that school is that school did not have a full-time officer assigned to it.
They did not.
And that's not your decision, that's more of a school district decision, right?
Correct.
Do you know if anybody had complained about that school not having a specific full-time officer or officers?
I do not know.
Did you have occasion, or did you know if any of the teachers down the hall heard you when you were screaming at them to get in the classrooms?
I know I saw one teacher standing in the hallway when I was screaming for them to get in their rooms.
Do you know if the individual classrooms had the ability to be locked and secured from any type of intruder?
I do not know.
How long have you worked in the school, academia?
25 years.
Is it fair to say that most schools have locks from the inside to stop someone from entering?
I'm gonna object at the speculation as to most schools.
Just, I'll clean it
If you
up.
rephrase it.
Have all the schools that you've worked at over the 25 years have locks to be able to lock from the inside?
I do not know.
Most of the schools you've worked at.
Objection asked and answered.
Overruled.
You can say no.
I do not know.
You don't know. Fair enough. I want to ask you about the specific doors at this school, Robb Elementary. Are you aware that there was issues with teachers locking doors?
I do not know.
Are you aware that there were issues of doors not being able to lock in the first place, even if someone wanted to lock them?
I was not aware.
But it was your impression, and you fully believed, that that west side door was locked.
Yes, sir.
Did you later come to find out that that door was not locked?
I didn't find out until about a year after.
Yes, ma'am. That's why I said later. So later on, and let me just be very clear, that's not your fault. You didn't unlock that door, okay? So I'm not saying that or suggesting that in the slightest, but later on you found out that that door had not been locked. Correct?
Can you repeat that?
Yes, ma'am, I can. Later on you found out that that west side door was not locked. You were treating it like it was locked, but it was not locked.
Correct.
And that was not your fault.
Correct.
Thank you very much. Pass the witness.
No more questions, Judge, and may this witness be excused.
Subject to recall.
No, Judge, you can.
Okay, ma'am, you are released from the subpoena and you're now subject to recall. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Your next witness.
Mr. Hill?